Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about our preview for Reading's game up against Bolton Wanderers on Saturday. Now it's a little bit early, I just haven't done a video for almost 6-7 days now, and yeah, I just feel like I need to get back in it. Back in our normal setup now, away from Devon, away from a Premier Inn, and yeah, we should be away from one of them for a while now. But we're going to go ahead and talk about Reading's game against Bolton coming up this Saturday on the 16th of September. Before we get into that, Reading did confirm the signing of Joel Pereira. He's coming in as probably a number 2 or a number 3. He's been a number 2 his whole career essentially. We've done a video previously on him, kind of about how we're not really too enthusiastic about the signing of Joel Pereira, but he's been in and around the Reading camp now since the start of the season. Obviously, the news story kind of broke out after the first game against Peterborough that he was at Reading, and since then we've just been waiting for the confirmation of his signing, and that has officially happened. But we're here today to talk about the Bolton Wanderers game, and look, in my opinion, it's going to be one of Reading's toughest games so far this season. It's probably the strongest team that Reading have played going into this season, into this campaign. Obviously, when you take a look at Bolton themselves last season, finishing in the playoff positions and were knocked out by Barnsley in the semi-finals. I tipped them for promotion this season in my EFL League One prediction video, and I said that they really should go up this year, especially with the signings they've made. I think they've made some good additions in the side. And they've started off quite well as well. When you take a look at Bolton's results, they've played 6, won 4, drawn 1 and lost 1 with 13 points on the board. So far, second in the table. 12 goals scored and 7 conceded so far this season. So a goal difference of a +5. Now, in terms of Bolton's strengths, according to Who Scored, we can see here that they're creating long shot opportunities, creating chances through balls, finishing chances and attacking set pieces, attacking down the right wing, and coming back from losing positions and protecting the lead. Now, in terms of Bolton's weaknesses, you can see stopping opponents from creative chances and avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Now, the main thing I want to focus there is the strengths, and it's kind of that Bolton's real main strength in this side is their attack in play. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and claim to be an expert on Bolton Wanderers, but just from reading the stats and looking at everything to do with them, attacking is their best means to a win. They're not going to win defensively, they're going to win attacking a team. And when you take a look at that, that does show through their style of play as well. Now, Bolton like to play possession football, and having a look at their average possession so far this season in the league, it's at 65% so far this year. But the style of possession obviously is football as a possession style. Sorry, their style of play is a possession style of football. They like to control the game as well in the opposition half. They attack down the right hand side and they have short passes. And something that I found was quite interesting as well is that the opponents tend to play aggressive when they play against Bolton. Now, that's something that took a real interest for me, as going into this game, Reading and Bolton are two of the worst disciplined teams in the league. Bolton so far with 13 yellow cards and 1 red, whereas Reading have picked up 18 yellow cards across 6 matches. Now, Bolton's manager Ian Everett likes to play a 3-5-2. Now, in terms of the main starters, really, who I've picked out and the people that are consistently in the team almost every game this season, you've got Nathan Baxter, who is the main goalkeeper. He's got 2 clean sheets so far this season, but hasn't kept one in his last 4. 2 defenders that kind of stand out for me are Gethin Jones and Ricardo Santos. Santos has been someone who's been at Bolton for a long time, and Gethin Jones as well has been a main starter this year. In the centre of midfield, Carl Dempsey has played every game this year, and he's someone that I don't know if he runs the show, but he's someone who's got the higher rating of any of their midfielders on Who Scored. The wingers are tending to be the same as well. Josh Dacris Cogley, again if I butchered that I apologise, and Randall Williams are the 2 kind of wing backs that play for them often. But the strikers are the main concern for me. Dion Charles and Victor Adarabioyo have both got 4 goals so far this season, and I think it's going to be a huge test for Reading centre-backs in this game. Obviously, if Reading are going to go back to what the most successful partnership this season has been with Tyler Bindon and Nelson Abbey, they are 18 and 20 respectively. So if we're playing these 2 players against 2 experienced players from the EFL, it's going to be really, really testing, I think, for Reading. And the issue is they've both got 4 goals this season. So if one isn't on it, the other one is. Adarabioyo hasn't scored in his last 3 games, but Dion Charles has scored in his last 2, so it kind of balances each other out. Adebayo has scored in the first game of the season and then scored a hat-trick and hasn't really scored, and hasn't scored since then. So is he someone that's going to be a consistent goal scorer? I'm not sure, but he is someone that does bang the goals in. Dion Charles is more the consistent goal scorer. Obviously last year was the main provider for Bolton. Now, like I said, both teams like to play a possession style of play. Well, I did say for that for Bolton, but both teams do. Reading obviously averaging a 57% possession when you round it up, and Bolton with a 65%. I think it could be a clash of styles in this game. I think Reading, though, are going to go more with a counter-attack system. Reading like to kind of play a system where they attack in stages, almost like an NFL game. Like, they wait, they take their turn, and when they get their turn, they lump it upfield, and they try and attack from there. Now, an interesting stat that I found is that Reading have scored less goals than Bolton have conceded this season. Doesn't read for good. Doesn't look like good reading, should I say, for Reading. But when you have a look at it, it's not too bad. Reading, in terms of this season, what we've scored 4 in the league and conceded 5, we haven't been too poor. Obviously, Bolton conceding 7 so far this year in the league. I think Reading in this game could defensively try and squeeze Bolton out. Now, obviously, attacking wise, Bolton are fantastic and they're leaky at the back. So I think Reading potentially could try and take advantage of this, but I don't see it happening. I think if Reading are able to squeeze defensively and suck any opportunities for Bolton to have and hit them on the counter-attack, it potentially could be success for Reading, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think Bolton are going to come away with all 3 points. Now, in terms of Reading, I hope to see Don Ballard in the starting lineup alongside Kelvin Eherabatoman, who hopefully should be starting in this game. I want to see the reintroduction as well of Tyler Bindon and Nelson Abbey, combining the two there, back with the partnership that they've had. 3 clean sheets in 3 games when the 2 of them have started. And realistically, they should be the 2 starters. Bindon obviously has been recovering from a concussion. Hopefully he's fully recovered now. Now, one thing that I did kind of make note of is that Caelan Vickers potentially could be dropping back to a winger position as we see Aziz potentially benched with Don Ballard coming into the side. I think it could be a smart thing for Reading, as Caelan Vickers is great with his feet. He's someone that can really get by a defender quite easily with his possession and like keeping the ball. He's small, he runs by people, he's got pace, he can keep the ball tight to him, and I think it could be a success for Reading if they do that, especially with the news that Mamadi Kamara is going to be out for 6 weeks. And I think that could be the reintroduction that Ovie Ejaria needs. Now, the original timeline for his injury was that he was set to come back mid-September. So could we see Ovie Ejaria come back into the side potentially in this game? Maybe a bench spot for him. Obviously hasn't started a game of football for a very long time, but potentially could see him returning to the bench. Now, for my Reading starting 11, I've gone with a side of David Button in goal, Amadou Mbengu, Tyler Bindon, Nelson Abbey and Clinton Mola across the back 4. We've got Charlie Savage and Sam Hutchinson playing in the midfield, with Caelan Vickers and Harvey Nibbs out wide. And finally, Don Ballard will be partnering Kelvin Eherabatoman up front. Now, Clinton Mola is someone who's going to be kind of striking controversy. Matty Carson struggled the last couple of games, and Clinton Mola was kind of at fault for the Cambridge goal. So it's kind of pick your poison with the left backs at the moment. But Mola needs to be given an opportunity, in my opinion. Could we potentially see the return of Nesta Guinness-Walker in this game? Obviously played for the under-21s against Arsenal. Got a lot of options at left back. Whether they're all great, yeah. But Mola, I think, should be given the opportunity in this game. Now, for a score prediction, look, like I said, I don't think Reading are going to win this game, and I don't think we're going to get a draw either. I've gone with a 2-1 win to Bolton. I do think we'll score. I think Bolton are quite leaky at the back, but they do have such a powerful attack. I think it's going to be difficult for Reading to contain it. Do see a 2-1 win for Bolton, and I see more misery for Reading at the moment. Currently sitting in, 20th position, just 3 points outside the relegation. Look, 7 games into the season after this one, so is it panic stations yet? No. Like I said, I think November, December, January time is when we'll start to see Reading play well and start getting that chemistry together and kind of building on results from there. But it's going to be difficult to kind of see any positives for Reading fans to start off with. So I think it's a hard start to the season. It's going to be it for this video though, guys. Look, obviously it's been a little bit different. I've maybe been a little bit monotone. I do apologise. But yeah, we just thought we'd sit down and preview this Bolton match. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll hope to see you all very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.